Hi everyone, it's Giorgia here and welcome to BeeColorful. Today we will continue with the creation of cards using the Tonic Craft Kit number 40. In all the Tonic Craft Kit we find the set of exclusive dice and stamps, a selection of Nuvo products and a set of Craft Perfect cards, all match the theme of the kit. Dice and stamps cannot be bought separately, while all other products can be bought in the shops. I remind you that below in the description box you will find the list of all the products included in the kit and those not included that I will use during the video. Also, if you'd like more information about this monthly kit, I leave you the link to the Tonic Studios website down below in the description box. In the first part of this video we have created this card. If you want to see the video, you will find the link below in the description box at the end of this video and in the card that will appear above. But now let's continue with the card number 3. Personally, I like to create my own backgrounds, and one of my favorite techniques is the random printing of stamps, especially those with text. In fact, for this card I will use the sentiments included in the kit, stamping them with 3 different inks. Specifically, I will use the 3 colors proposed in the kit: grey, maroon and brown. I'm gonna start with grey, randomly stamping one of the sentiment. I stamp randomly, but trying to keep an organic effect. I print the writing both horizontally and vertically, and I try not to stamp them too close. I continue with the brown ink using another sentiment. I'm going to finish the background with a dark red ink and using one of the decorative stamps from the set, especially the corner one. And my own background is ready. Then I'm going to cut out the background into a 4 by 3 and 5/60 inch panel. If, like me, you have difficult measuring in inches, you can help yourself with the image on the left that guides you to use the inch ruler. Then from the grey classic card I'm gonna make another panel that is 1 inch and 15/16 by 4 inches. This panel will be large enough to accommodate one of the intricate dies from the kit, specifically this one. Now I'm going to die cut the panel, creating that will be the window for a shaker card. Then from the brown pearlescent paper I'm going to make a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inch panel that will create the finishing edges for the card. Continuing with the creation of the shaker panel, I'm going to glue a piece of acetate sheet onto the back of the grey panel. I trim off the excesses and I'm going to apply some foam pad along the edges, being careful not to leave any open spaces. I remove the protective film put the red glitter and some copper hexagon confetti. Finally, I'm going to close the shaker panel with white cardstock. From the red mirror paper included in the kit, I'm going to cut out a strip to create a finishing edge between the two panels. Okay, now let's try to embellish the top a little bit. Using this beautiful embossed paper from the kit, I'm going to cut out a few flowers to apply to the card. I'm going to model them a little bit, just to give some shape and dimension. Now let's move on to the sentiment. On white and grey cardstock, I'm going to die cut the tag from the kit. Then on the white tag, I'm going to stamp the sentiment with the same red ink I used to create the custom background. Being a distress ink, I will not get a nice impression at the first stamp generation. Therefore, I'm using the stamping platform to be able to stamp several times in the same position. I'm going to glue the two tags together, and I'm gonna prepare my card base on white cardstock in standard size, that's 4¼ by 5½ inches. So I can proceed to assemble the card. I finish this shaker card by creating the center of the flowers with the red stone drop from the kit. The fourth idea that I'd like to propose to you is a split gatefold card. This gatefold card has a central element divided in half, one part attached to the left flap, the other on the right. So it is a gatefold card with a split center embellishment. So first of all, I'm going to prepare the card base by cutting out a panel of 5½ inches by 8½ inches to then create a fold line on the long side at 2⅛ inches. Then I turn the panel and create the second line again at 2⅛ inches. Next, with the embossed paper from the kit, I'm going to make two panels to cover the flaps of 2 by 5¼ inches. As you can see, the two panels will cover the flaps of the gatefold card, but I have left some finishing edges, except for the central opening. Well, now I'm going to create the central split element. On the grey classic card, I'm going to die cut this part of the die used to create the lid of the box. Precisely, I'm gonna die cut 4 times. I'm going to cut out 2 of these figures, following the fold lines left by the die. While at the other 2, I'm going to leave the flap on the longer side. I reinforce the fold lines and cut out the corners of the flaps. Okay, now on white cardstock I'm going to die cut the intricate decoration for these 2 elements using the 2 coordinated dies. For die cutting, I'm gonna use the Sizzix Precision Plate, which is slightly thicker than a normal acrylic plate. Thanks to this, it allows a more precise cut when using intricate dies like this one. If you don't have this plate, you could try to increase the thickness by inserting another piece of cardstock into the sandwich, even under the acrylic plate, so the cardstock will not be cut. Returning to us, I'm going to die cut the decoration for the second time. And I glue them on the 2 elements where I left the flaps. Now I'm going to cover the flaps with the other 2 figures. And the split central element is ready. You can glue it like this or add ribbon or twine to close the gatefold card, which will be what I'm going to do. First of all, I mark the center with a pencil and I'm going to create a semicircle with a hole punch. Then I'm gonna glue the twine included in the kit to the back of the element with a strong double-sided tape adhesive. After that, I can glue the 2 elements in the center of the cover panels of the gatefold card. I let it dry And in the meantime, I'm going to die cut these two intricate motif flowers onto the red mirror card, using the same die that I used to create these decorative panels. I'm going to stick the little flowers onto the appropriate space. Next, I can glue the two panels to the card base. And I'm going to finish the card by creating the center of the flowers with the red stone drop included in the kit. The main purpose of the dies is, of course, to die cut the paper, but as I have also shown you in the other videos, you can use them to create the embossing effect, exactly like what you get with the embossing folders. This will allow us to stretch the dies in other ways and create different effects. In order to use the dies as embossing tools, we need a special plate for our die cutter machine. Owning a C6 Big Shot, I bought the impression pad and the silicone mat for this technique. Check what you need based on your die cutter machine and follow the instructions. So for the card number 5, I will use this technique. On white cardstock, I'm going to make two embossings with this die of the kit. I make my sandwich according to the instructions, but turning it upside down so I can see where I'm placing the die. I opened the C6 based on platform number 1. Then I'm going to place the impression pad, the silicone mat, the paper with the die, and the acrylic plate. Now I'm going to cut out the two figures with my scissors, leaving just a very fine edge. Then on grey classic card I'm going to die cut two bays with the matching die. While with the die to create the lid of the box, I'm going to die cut this part twice on the red mirror card of the kit. I chop off the lower part by following the fold line impressed by the die. And here I get a decorative element for the card made up of various layers of different colors and different finishes. Okay, now I quickly prepare my card based on white cardstock in standard size, that's 4¼ by 5½ inches. Still on white cardstock, I'm going to get a panel slightly smaller than the card base, exactly 3 3/4 by 5 inches. Finally, I'm going to create a second panel on pearlescent brown paper, slightly larger than the previous one, that is 5 1/4 by 5 inches. As you can see, I got a white background panel, brown finishing edges, and a white outer edge. Before assembling everything, I smear the embossed panels with grey ink, making the embossing stand out even more. Now I can stick everything together. To save some of this pearlescent paper, I'm going to cut out the center of the panel. I decided to place a pearlescent brown banner in the center of my focal point, above which I will glue the sentiment. So I create the sentiment using the thank you die from the kit on white cardstock. Cut out with scissors, leaving a small white border, and since I'm going for the same look as the focal point, I die cut the grey paper with the coordinated die, creating the base for the sentiment. As well as, on the red mirror card, I'm going to create another small panel of the same shape, but slightly larger. There is no a big die, therefore with a pencil I'm going to draw the outline of the shape using the die that I used a little while ago, and I cut it out with my scissors. I assemble the sentiment. Then I glue the banner with some foam pad in the center of the focal point. And the sentiment at the center of the banner, always with a foam pad. As a finishing touches, I'm gonna glue these squares, obtained using one of the intricate dies of the kit. I anticipate that I will use this die cut in the next video. And that's all for today. I thank you for joining with me and I look forward to seeing you at the next video, where we will create the last 3 cards. If you liked the video, leave me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel and share if you'd like. Thanks again. Bye bye and be colorful.